Years after leaving the Institute of Management and Technology, Enugu, 4 artists hook up again in Lagos to show their latest body of works in an exhibition called Awakening the Dawn.
In Nigeria, there are many art institutions easily identified by their ideologies, so they tend to be referred to as art schools, which reveal the styles one can expect from those who trained under such academies. The Zaria, Ife, Nsukka, Auchi and Yaba schools are some of the most popular. But have you ever heard of the Enugu Art School? Just in case you haven't, then these 4 artists will do the honors of introducing the audience to the philosophy of the establishment, which is still making impact in their lives years after they finished their studies.
We have come out together with our own different ideas, individual ideas. The school, IMT, is an art school in Enugu. It has been silent, so we decided to come out to make a mark, to still tell the society that they actually have successful artists from the school.
This is the first time in many years that the students have come together to have shows together. And what we are doing is to encourage the upcoming artists, especially the young ones that are being trained at the school, so that they will be prepared. They will know that they can overcome any challenge that will come on their way.
They have grown beyond those school days and carved a niche for themselves. Chinedu Ogaku, for instance, works with earthy tones and rich strokes. Working with the bark on trees, he's made quite a name for himself.
I am a mixed media painter. I work basically with tree bark. That's the project I'm working on. And the project titled Stone Age. So what I try to do as an African artist, not minding the Western materials we have, I try to make it local. I try to use the natural materials around me. Like at the back of the tree you can see, is actually a material that is extracted from the tree bark. So I decided to put it back into work, into use. We actually have been given that gift to think otherwise, to think out of the box, think unlimited, think of things around you. You can actually use anything, to do art. That's why I define art as everything. Everything around you is art. So I brought in the idea of a back of the tree, and I call that from waste to treasure. Waste, like that back of the tree is something that is even a waste from the firewood. A woman in the village can't even use that to cook, So, but I decided to bring it into use. At the end of the day, it becomes treasure.
Ibe Ananaba likened his work to a handwriting, one which gives room for discussion, as he doesn't want to impose his idea of what the painting is about on the viewer. In this work of art called Men's Corner, he looks at the concept of fashion and the need for Nigerians to always try to make a statement.
My works are figure-based, and I use human figures as a medium to interpret my ideas. Lately, I've been interrogating the concept of fashion, with regards to how it is consumed here in our society. When you go to social gatherings or at a place of work, people are saying something with how they look, making statements, not necessarily verbally. With everybody is talking about one thing or the other with how they look, especially in this environment where we are status driven. Our streets actually are becoming like your typical runway whereby you see different fashion expressions.
These artists don't take the easy street. One will notice that a lot of work has gone into these works. Uche Joel Chima gives more of that in his pieces, as seen in his Allegra series, which is done in mixed media.
When I use charcoal to work, I am trying to discuss climate change and global warming. I'm trying to encourage people to plant trees. You know that charcoal is the last stage of the wood. And when you allow the people that sell akara to buy charcoal and to cook with them, that's the end of the wood. They turn it to ashes. But when you have love for the environment, you notice that when you see people turning woods to charcoal, you encourage them to plant more trees. And as they plant more trees, they are enhancing the environment.
A trip to the fantasy world is what Donald Onoha has embarked on. His quest for knowledge is seen in the way he has blended his colors, and his forms are peculiar.
The artworks are very expressive and also very questioning, because we've gone to a stage in Nigeria whereby artworks are not just for pleasure, which is called art for art's sake. But now, artworks are now used as a tool to preach, to question, and to talk about man's relations to his environment. So it's amazing how artists in Nigeria are really moving on and creating works that speak the reality of Nigeria. That's what it is.
Awaken the Dawn is their way of telling people to stop and notice a talent that has come out from their alma mater, while asking their other colleagues to come on board in order to encourage the students still passing through the institute that not everyone has slipped into oblivion.
You can enjoy Art House on any of these platforms.
So, do you think group exhibitions are still the way to go? Let me know your thoughts on any of our platforms. I'm looking forward to hearing from you, and keep the conversation going as well. Let me know what new things you would like to see on the program. I'm Melinda Akinlami. Have a lovely day.